Web design at its highest level is a combination of understanding business fundamentals, customer needs, market trends, technological advancements, visual execution, and so much more. It's a lot to balance at once, but when you get all these ingredients right, the final outcome can be one of your client's most valuable assets. And so today we're going to attempt to produce a website of this caliber in just 20 minutes. Yes, that is right. In the previous video where I produced a brand identity in 20 minutes, I asked you guys whether you'd like to see it executed as a website. The response was a resounding yes. So in this video, I'm going to attempt to do just that. Now, if you haven't seen that original video yet, I highly recommend you check it out. It was a bit of a roller coaster ride, but a lot of fun. So I'll leave a card in the corner for that. Now, without further delay, let's get into this 20-minute website challenge. So here are the rules. Once again, I'll be using goodbrief.io to create a randomized brief. And from that, I'll be just taking the job description because we already have the Wonder Retreats brand completed. And quite simply, I'll take the job description and the brand that I've already made and combine them to produce a website in just that 20-minute time frame. Okay, so first of all, let's jump into XD and show you what we're going to be working with. This phase here was what we basically covered in the previous episode, where we defined the brand strategy and then we produced a brand identity. To give you a little recap, the brand was Wonder Retreats. We produced this brand, and now in this episode, we're going to be getting into the website. What I've done is I've collected together a variety of website assets. We have the logo, we have a pattern we could potentially use, we have the brand fonts, the main one being Recoleta, and then Apicue as the body copy font. We have a variety of brand colors. We have a variety of images and some team photos if that's needed. Not sure if it will be, but we'll give it a go. And then a bunch of other website assets that we might need. So some logos, a menu, a footer, some basic copy that I've thrown together, and of course some good old lorem ipsum just to fill in the gaps. So that will give us everything we need. And then what we'll basically be doing is bringing our job description in, and we'll be filling in this blank canvas and making this design. So with all that said, I think it's ready to get started. All right, let's see what Goodbrief has for us today. So we're going to go with website, and then we're going to go with industry random, and let's see what we get. So we're going to ignore the company name and company description because that has already been defined with Wonder Retreats, but we're going to focus our attention on the job description. So let's just grab all this and let's bring it into XD and we can start to break this down. So let's have a little look through. You must create a website that will mainly spread brand awareness. Okay, let's just highlight that. The goal is to make it clear what the company does. Very good, that is always a good thing. Besides the landing page, the website will need an about page, great, product pages, and a privacy policy page. Okay, now the landing page should have a contact us section, fine, and there should be a call to action to get users to view the catalog. Okay, catalog, that could work for this because, you know, it's Wonder Retreats, it's, going to these various locations. So I can imagine there's a kind of catalog showing the different locations perhaps. They would prefer an old-fashioned design. Interesting. Okay, and would like to use the brand color, which is gray. Well, the brand colors are actually defined. Okay, there is a gray in there, so we can maybe use that in some sense. Let's see if we can figure out how to bring a gray in. So that's the general setup. I think with all that said, I think let's get the 20-minute timer going and get this thing started. So let's start now. All right, so I'm going to first of all just create a very simple wireframe, I reckon, just using some of these. So, brand awareness. To me, that's basically like it's basically kind of getting the brand feeling out there. Like, what is this brand about? How can we kind of educate people and show people what this company is all about? So this needs to be implemented in the website, and I reckon the hero section could be a good place for that. Clear what the company does. That's a very similar thing to kind of brand awareness. And we have about page, product pages, and that. So I can kind of see if we can bring in things like this into the homepage, because obviously we haven't got time for designing all of these different pages. That would be quite a lot to do. Product page, right? And what else? We've got the contact us. So let's make sure we've got that in the site. And what else do we have? And the privacy policy. Now, privacy policy, that's usually something that would appear, say, in the footer, rather than it being like a predominant part of the site. So I think we'll probably do that. So that's important. And yeah, and of course the catalog. I think that's a really important aspect of this. So we need to bring the catalog, and I've got an idea for that. I reckon maybe something like a carousel or something to showcase that. So cool, we've got a few ideas there. Let's see how much of this we can get done in this website. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and grab our 4 brand keywords. This will help us keep focused and make sure that the brand is always, pinned to these four, which are authentic, romantic, wonder, and gentle. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is just grab one of these elements. Let's stick in the menu. That's going to be nice and easy. And already we've got a few thoughts for menu items, right? We've got the About Us page, nice and easy. Let's chuck that in there. We've got the Contact Us, yeah. Maybe I'll see that there. And we've got the product page, which is cool. Nice, so we've got all that. And I wonder, actually, is there a main call to action that we want to be trying to lead people to? What was what they were saying? Clear what the company does. So the goal is to make it clear. So if that's the main goal of the site, then I think the call to action should just be something like, what we do, or how it works, maybe. Let's maybe do that. How it works. So we can basically direct people to that. If that's the main goal, that's what we should do. So I'm going to make that the brand red. And in this box here, we're going to stick the logo. So nice. We've got a few little shortcuts here to keep things nice and quick. Nice. So let's chuck that in. Make sure it's a good size. That's feeling quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's see. You can probably ache over all the details, but it's probably not the way to go for the speed run. So let's keep it at that. I think that's looking pretty cool. So now we want to bring in some of the copy. So I've got all this copy here pre-written, so we can just drag that in. I think that what we'll do is we'll use Recoleta as our predominant title font. So let's do that. Let's give this a bit more size, I reckon. And I think I'm just going to go simple. Keep it in the center. Something like that. Yeah, that feels good. Probably not too much spacing between the lines. And that just keeps it nice and centered. I think going for a centered, very simplistic, straightforward approach is going to be good. Now, what do we want to do? We want to bring in grey. Okay, grey is interesting. Let's first of all, we've got the brand color for this. That's good. We've got that defined. Maybe there's a way to kind of use some grey in the copy. So maybe I'll actually emphasize this section, the second part. So I can give this kind of bluish grey. Treat yourself to couples retreat in nature. So that could be quite nice. And that's already giving me this kind of faded out, maybe a bit of an old-fashioned look to it. So there's something in that. Now, I reckon it's time to bring some images in. This is always going to be helpful to bring things together. So let's choose some of these ones that are really nice. I really like this one, these two. Yeah, there's some nice ones here. I think it'd be cool to bring in some examples of the locations as well. Yeah, like this. Yeah, these are some really cool ones. So let's just grab a bunch of these and just bring them in. And yeah, there's a variety of ways we can approach this. But I think this is quite nice, right? You're kind of getting a sense right off the bat. What is this all about? And I think brand awareness and explaining make it clear what the company does. I think this is our opportunity to really do that. And by showing all these images, I think it does really help clarify that. So that could be really good. So one thing I think I want to do is give all these a rounded edge. I think that'd be quite nice. So let's just do this. Just give it 10. Cool. And what I probably think it could be quite a nice move to make it look old-fashioned would be to give each of these a bit of a filter. Now, that's probably a little bit ambitious. I wonder if there's a way I can do it. This is going to be me going off track a bit. Let's see. Is there a way that I can put a bit of a filter on everything? So give it this kind of, sepia, old look and feel, and then just use something like a multiply or something like that, right? And just keep it really light. Keep it. I mean, it does something, right? I mean, there probably could be other versions of this that actually work a lot better. Okay, now we're talking. So what I might do, as everything needs to be a shortcut, right? So I'm going to just do this. Grab all of it and bring everything to the top except for the images. And then what we can do is we can just kind of have these scattered around potentially. And what I might do actually, just duplicate and keep that like that. Another nice way to do this, right, let's just bring that filter to the back. It might be nice to have this almost at the bottom. And we can kind of create a bit of a collection of images, kind of catalog type thing. And we can do it like this. This could be quite nice, right? Make it so it kind of gets wider at the side. That'd be quite cool. Let's get this one nice and big. Great. Yeah, we just want it to be a bit like that. And this one can be a bit bigger. Yeah, lovely. Take them all. I think I might just bring this to the side. Take them all, and then we can do this. And that's starting to look kind of cool. Maybe bring this in a little bit more. Make this a bit smaller. But yeah, I'm already getting a whole feel. So I think as soon as you land on the page, right, you get all these images. They just give you this feeling of what the brand's all about, which I think is super nice. I'm going to go with a rounded. I think keeping things quite gentle. Here are keywords: gentle, romantic, authentic. I think, yeah, rounded, soft, gentle is going to be the way. I think also it'd be great to, let's just lock this behind so I can grab a few things. Let's put this here. So we've got 2. Keeping it very straightforward. Let's just quickly check on our time. Okay, we've down 8 minutes already, so it's we're moving fast, and only done the homepage so far. Blimey! And then what I can do is just drag that down, and I can grab all these images, and once again, boom, send them to the back. And now we've got this kind of more old-fashioned look. I'm quite happy with how that's come out. So that's pretty cool. Let's bring this up, bring these 2 up as well, and maybe it'd be nice to bring some more body copy in. So let's just grab this one. Stick it in there. I reckon it could be a bit smaller. Like that. Bam, bam, bam. Center line. Easy peasy. Yeah, that's looking good. And what I also quite like to do sometimes is have this kind of, you know, something like this on the top. It's sometimes quite nice to have a kind of pre-title, just to pin things, and it really helps with hierarchy. It's got that kind of, you know, having 3 different things in different sizes. So we could use something like this. And then once again, I think we can go with grey. I think let's try and stick to that grey as much as we can. So I'm quite liking the bluey grey. I think it sticks to the brand a bit more. Maybe I can make this into capitals, something like this. Yeah, knock it down a few, center it. Don't need to get too into this, but yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Now that pins it really nicely. I might just make it medium. It's just so funny, isn't it? Because you can really get into details, but we need to move fast. So I'm quite liking where we're at with the hero section already. I feel like this is really cool. I might... Yeah, no, I think let's just leave it. Let's just leave it at that for now. Let's just quickly make sure that all the lines at the bottom. And then, yeah, we're good. So let's move on. So what else do we need? So we've got the kind of brand awareness. I'm going to say that's a tick. We've done that. Great. What about us? Okay. What I'm already just thinking about us is just like a big quote. I don't think I have anything that I can use in my copy. So we're going to pretend, okay? We're just going to use this. And I think, once again, bringing in Recoleta. And I think just a nice about us section that just basically is a big statement about what they do. So what I'm imagining is like regular, bring it in there. Okay. I think this is probably a little bit too much copy. So we can just, let's just bring it down up to this one like that. And we can just imagine, okay, you're going to have to use your imagination a little bit here. Something like this, like we could just center it, we could even put it to the right. And this is just like a statement about what they do, okay? I reckon that could be really nice. And make it really punchy up front. I wonder if we want to use a different brand color potentially. There's probably going to be such thing as too much gray. It's going to be a little bit too bland. So I'm quite liking that. There's just a nice little statement of what they do up front. So we can stick with that for now. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Just make this big statement. Bam. Let's stick with that, and we can maybe massage that later. I'm definitely liking this other version much more, so we can just stick with this. Great. Okay. Now what else? We've got the about us done. That's cool. Let's tick that off. Product page. Contact page, catalog. Now catalog, I think it's really easy. What can we use? We can use one of these as an image for a catalog. I really like this one. This is like a really nice, super wide shot, and it's a beautiful shot. And we can just imagine this is one of our little retreat places, right? So what we can do is do a full bleed, and we can stick this in as like a catalog, right? What I'm thinking is super simple, you know, carousel type thing. We can just put some of these down here. Turn this to white, and this will basically denote that there's a variety of different images that you can scroll through, which could be really nice, just to kind of give people an even more kind of clear idea of what's the kind of places you can go to, some of the look and feel. We're going to do this and put this one as white. Great. So how's that looking? It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Let's group that, center it. Nice. And then what I'm going to do is just stick a couple arrows either side. So you go like this, bam, bam. And I think to make this visible, I reckon it's probably good as white. Let's give it a bit more weight, and I think just a simple drop shadow will really help it come out. Let's just pump that right up. Yeah, that's looking good. You can see that now, so that's quite cool. You can pump it up a little bit more probably just to make it more visible. Yeah. Great. Cool. And then we can do it on the other side as well. So now we've got a little catalogue about section, so we can just, yeah, get a bit of a feel for what kind of place. And you can imagine you can just scroll through this and get a feel for all the different places that are available, which is great. So we've got that. So we can now cross that off the list. Catalogue, done. Nice. Let's just check our time. 7 minutes left. Wow. Okay, it's going really fast. That didn't cross out. Cool. Contact us. I think that'll be good to do. So I'm imagining something similar to using these elements. We can just bring them down to somewhere like this. Okay, contact us. Nice. Reach out to book a retreat. Could be good. And then maybe I'll do the same kind of treatment with the color. And we can potentially, yeah, do that. That looks nice. Once again, I mean, we can just stick with that as body copy. And then what I'm imagining I'm going to do super simple with this. Just keep it like a couple lines like that. Again, I think, yeah, let's stick to the grey, right? So that's the colour we're going for. 2 points. And then what I'm going to do is put some text. Actually, let's just use this text. And then, a few details like email. And then what I can do is just duplicate these like this. So name, email, and let's say message. Yeah, and I think that's like about as simple as it could be. So I'm going to just make a few changes to this as well. I think sometimes it's quite nice for this to just be grayed out. It doesn't need to take up too much space. I'm going to just group each of these. Maybe give each of them a little bit more space, breathing room. Sometimes it's nice to have a message have a little bit more space, and then we can give that a call to action button. I think that is a call to action section, a contact us section. Wonderful. I think probably actually it's working better just to have it like that, more consistent. And then I can change that to contact us. So we're already completing some good goals here. I'm liking how punchy the red is as well. Really kind of bringing attention to the call to action, making it stand up along the rest. And actually I've just realized that we can also use this little filter on this again to really keep it looking, giving that old-fashioned, old kind of sepia filter, which I think is working really, really well. So that's cool. Stick that on there, lock it. Good. Okay, moving. So that was the contact us section. It'd be great to kind of get all this like looking really good and massage it. I'm starting to think now that this should be just centered and we'll just keep it really consistent. So just like that. Boom. Maybe we can shrink it a bit actually, like that. Yeah, that was too dominant. Great. Let's get all this. Now, we have the privacy policy section. So this is really easy for me. I think it's just a case of whacking in the footer. I've got this kind of asset that I can use. So we can just stick that in the bottom. Maybe I can just expand it a little bit here. That looks good. And then do we have privacy policy? Yeah, we do. So that counts, I think. It's a bit of a cheat, but I think we've got to be fast. So let's just grab this, not that, just grab that, bring it down, put it in here. So now we've got ourselves a custom footer, which is great. Let's group that. And then we do have one more section to build, don't we? So let's see. Product page. Let's see. I reckon it could just be nice. Let's maybe just bring this down. We can have this at the bottom, and then maybe anything that's about contact us can just drag you down to the page. That'd be really nice. And then we want to have a product page. We can cross this off. This is our last one. So we've got how long? No, we don't open Photoshop. That'd be great. 3 minutes to make a product page. Oof. Okay, so the product. I think it'd be just nice to just quite simply bring in some of the final images like this. Once again, we can use this as a filter. And I think what would be nice is just basically just utilizing some of the lore enrichment once again, I think, in AppQ, and just make some simple things. And I think what these will basically be is just like giving some information about each of the different parts of the product and different things that you can do. Now, obviously, don't think I have the time yet to be able to actually write these, so you're going to have to forgive me for that. But we can use our imagination for this, so I think it'd be quite cool. So make this a bit bigger. And I wonder if there's actually elements of the brand that we can bring in as well to make this nice. Yeah, that's quite cute, isn't it? And once again, we can use our little pre-titles to pin it. Always helps with hierarchy. And then maybe a little. So, learn about our product. Yes. So this is, I feel like it's a very simple solution, but it works, right? Great. And then make sure this is not too heavy. So nice and lighter font, that'd be great. And then I think we'll do the same trick again, right? Where we make this bit a little bit more grey. We should probably have saved that, but it's fine. Make this a bit smaller. And actually we can do something like, well, let's first of all check how much time we've got. 1 minute. Okay. We can put a little bit more additional information about the product. So I think we can just bring another image in. Not sure what we've used so far, but let's just use this cute one here. Very nice, all very romantic, isn't it? Bring this down. Once again, make it rounded. Bam. Give it the filter. Nice. Let's expand it, make it a bit bigger. And then once again, we can just do this. Really simple. Super basic, but I think it does the trick, doesn't it? It does the trick. So I'm liking that a lot. So is there anything we can do to kind of massage this and make it better in the time we have left? Let's have a look. So we've got all of this done. Is everything from this done? Let's have a look. Cross that out. Contact us, old fashioned. We've got grey. We've got view the catalogue. We're doing great. Happy with how this is going. I might just put an additional call to action in. Yeah, let's have a look. I feel pretty good about this. This is looking, I'm pretty happy. Let's see, maybe just bring this in. Bring this down. And we can actually add this to these sections. Once again, driving people to have brand awareness, to learn how it works. So we're really kind of pushing that. I think that's a good thing. Yeah. And maybe I'll just whack in some of the other copy. Escape to nature and unwind. Very nice. I can just change that slightly. Make this the color. And there we go. So, just turn that off. 20 minutes. Okay, guys, that was stressful, but a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed me kind of trying to run through this and get this done in 20 minutes. Let's have a little recap of what we did. So, I'm happy that we managed to get through our list. We made sure that there's kind of brand awareness through the imagery, through kind of speaking straightforwardly and upfront. We managed to cover off the old-fashioned design. I'm really happy with how these gave it these kind of faded effect on the imagery to give it that old-fashioned feel. And yeah, we've got each of the different sections that we wanted to have. So really happy with the fact we've managed to bring an about section, product page, contact us, a catalogue in the form of a carousel, and then of course the very important privacy policy, which is tucked away down here. Let's do a quick recap of the site. So we've got the hero section with some nice imagery to give you a feel for the brand. We've got the about us section that we put up front, and I think that just a simple statement, a mission statement, if we use our imagination. We have the carousel that we can click through and see all these lovely images of the place, and then some information about the product, just quite simply put in these two. Once again, using that sepia effect for the more old-fashioned vintage look. We have the contacts us section with name, email, and message, and then finally the footer with the privacy policy. So yeah, everything covered. So really happy with how that's come out. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think of this design, and if there's any ideas that you had for how you could make this design in 20 minutes, then I'd love to hear about it. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.